You are about to turn 16.
I will now turn the festivities over to my lovely assistant, Vanna.
Can I buy a vowel?
Can you buy a vowel?
Okay, the light isn't working.
A baby fin!
Yes, let's humiliate.
You've been through all this with your mother, haven't you? The drooling part and everything.
We've got lots of practice.
I'm up here. Jerry, she's only a few years away. You remember
Sit down
this.
again for a while. Yeah.
Jerry, come up here.
Sipping on a baby.
A walker with a bunch of balloons on it.
What are you going to die for?
Jerry, I just want to tell this story. When we were really young, probably about 10 and 12.
That was like 100 years ago, right?
100 years ago, yeah.
Dylan, get out of the shot.
We were up in the White Mountains, and Mom and Dad were chaperones of Alice's age group, but we got to go along, and we were coming down the mountain. Jerry was coming down the mountain on a like trash can lid, and
It was a car hood.
I'm sorry, a car hood.
Rednecker there.
You don't got green hair.
And he flipped over, and he
Kyle.
was crying his eyes out. So Dad and this other man ran over to try to help him, and I ran for the car hood. And here comes Jerry. He wasn't hurt anymore. He was taking that away from me. Oh, you might need this walker because you probably got hurt really bad on that trip.
And you know how those old
You
injuries
better go
show
give
up
that
after.
back to whoever it belonged
It's yours.
to. No way. I want to hold around.
That makes two of us. Gotta have a 60. I'm gotta have a zero holder on that anyway. If it doesn't have any cup holders, you gotta return it.
That's
Hey,
right.
you can mount cup
Right.
holders on.
There's no motor on it. Nice dude.
You know, stay active.
I know that when you get older, God starts playing tricks on you. And you start losing hair where you should have hair. You start getting hair where you shouldn't have hair. So, here's your very own ear and nose hair trimmer. And one of the other afflictions when you get older, here's some lead for your pencil.
Somebody's going to die.
Remember, I am just the announcer.
I just have green hair.
Please do not kill me.
They just died.
You ain't for me.
He just had only died. He just had. Take his wing off. Take his wing off.
Hasn't been all what it's cracked up to be. But, one time he came walking home from his friend's march, and he had a U-joint in his hand. And I said, "What's that?" Well, he said, "I started to pull away from Mark's and the U-joint broke." Well, we took it off and I needed a new one. U-joint had no old cracks or anything, and it was cracked, you know, a fresh crack all the way through it. So we got a U-joint and put in it, and he had a car to run around in again. Well, several years later, he and his friend Mark wound up in Germany in the service. And they came home together, and we had a party in Phoenix. And Mark says, "Jerry, you remember when you revved your car up and popped it into low gear and that U-joint broke?" Jerry says, "Yeah, I thought it never would quit pounding underneath that car." But anyway, now that he's gotten older, and I have something here that I want him to open up, and I want him to wear it at Club Dirt, where he goes every afternoon after work. Club Dirt.
That's a drinking hole.
Okay. Literally, that's a hole.
I was about to know that.
I don't want to take it all the way out until I see what it is. I'm not not wearing
Boy,
those.
Yardsticks offenders.
Hey guys, it's a balloon!
I'm not wearing
Why are you guys ripping it off? No, they fall on.
Lock your doors tonight.
That one's tied on. Here, this one's not. Oh, here you go. Here's your open room. Well, what's blue? No.
Well, I gotta tell you guys a story here. This great man Jerry took us out camping. Hunting. I sound like him now. I'm sorry.
get your story straight.
Memory goes quick. He took us out hunting for our very first time, and we're kind of walking around the valleyway, and we get up on this high point. You know, he's looking really tired. So he's like, guys, we're gonna sit down here for a little while and
Scout the area.
scout the area. We're like, okay. We thought it was kind of odd because he decided to scout like this.
Hey, I was on a trip with him like that one time.
But you know, we're sitting there, Mike and I are wide awake, we're looking around, doing our job, and all of a sudden we hear this.
Hold this, but do not.
We're looking around going, what is that? I don't know what that is. Ready?
I'm an old person.
So-
Thank you for still being alive.
Finally figured out what it was. You know, every time he'd go hunting, he'd make us this massive breakfast. Potatoes, eggs, cheese. We finally figured out what the was for. It was old age kicking in. And the separator was really working overtime. So Dad, we got you these in case you ever go hunting again, so you can start feeling better and getting those separators to work a little bit better. Now that they're cookies, if you eat too many of them, we got you some of these, just in case you overdo it. And just remember how old you are. We got you a shirt that says, "How the hell did I get this old?" Now I want to tell y'all too, we're gonna go play a game of golf tomorrow. And I watched my dad's first tee shot yesterday. I do believe it was yesterday. And he hit it, and Aunt Fran was standing right here on her tee box, and his ball ended up over here. So, you know, I started thinking, Scott started thinking, we thought maybe tomorrow you should wear these. You should wear this. So that way maybe you can hit off that
I don't know where.
I'll try. Oh, are you ready to tell a story?
Well, go ahead.
No, you tell a story.
Okay.
Move aside.
Jerry had a hard time in high school. He, you know, we nagged and nagged and nagged, but nothing did any good. And when it came time for graduation, or almost graduation, I was scared to death he wasn't going to graduate. So I had this cute little girl from next door come over and tutor him. And I think he enjoyed the little girl more than he enjoyed the tutoring. But anyway, he did graduate with an 1/8 of a point over graduation and said to me, "See, Mom, I told you not to worry."
Mom, stay there. Whoa. Good picture of your nose. You were zoomed in, friend.
Okay. I'll stand here, and it's Paula's turn now.
This is supposed to be funny, Paula.
It's supposed to be funny, but
I didn't bring
Mom's
any
gonna
cleaner.
cry.
there's my husband.
Apparently,
What?
we need to go up there.
What?
That would be you, Dennis, in case you didn't know.
Yeah, that's
It's
your 60th birthday. Not yet.
It's real hard to have a big brother when you're a 13-year-old girl and your boyfriend comes to call and your brother picks him up by the armpits and takes him in the living room and sits him down in front of your parents. If you're going to kiss my sister, you're going to meet her parents.
That wasn't me. Just so y'all know.
That wasn't you,
Because he
Dennis?
wants to thank Jerry for running the other Jerry, out of town so that Dennis could.
The biggest mistake I ever made.
I'm feeling better now. Well, speaking of mistakes, I think there's some in there to.
This is a card that will tell you all that happened in 1948, so that when you're 80 years old you can still remember. Because you have a card to read, providing you can still read.
Karen will read it to you.
I didn't wrap these. Since you don't want to take out something you don't know what it is. What is it?
You had $1 for every time you said that.
Oh. This is a little something to help you with your dentures.
Dentures.
You will.
You will get a year.
See how soon you forget, buddy. Won't be
Get a
long.
week, you'll have them.
And I understand from having a 90-year-old father-in-law that lived with us that sometimes everything doesn't move real well as the older you get. So there's a laxative, and when it kicks in, here's a nightlight to help you find the bathroom.
That was my brother, Mr. Cookie.
Yeah, don't take both of those at once.
I do not take a laxative and a sleep aid on the same night.
You know that from experience?
Yeah, I do.
Right after having a buffet.
No, if there was a balloon in the fire, please do not try it.
That's why you need to get this stuff on video. So when they're curing. Video.
Don't throw his balloon in the fire. Hill? No, let's throw his balloon in the fire. Huh?
Don't do it.
No, let's throw his balloon in the fire.
Okay, wait.
No.
Oh my
Now I can go
God.
back over here and sit
No.
I don't know, Kenny.
No.
Can you
I have a gift for you. What?
Do we have any more stories?
No, no.
Oh, we got plenty of stories, but there are kids here.
I don't know what we're talking about.
No.
Just sit.
Don't let no one get the
Oh, yeah.
the margarita.
Okay.
Okay, we can just now have our campfire, I guess.
Snowmobile. Well, back then we had to borrow machines. Well, Jerry lined up a couple machines. One of them was pretty new. The owner of that machine said, "Jerry, I only want you to ride this machine." So we went off riding that morning, had a good time all day. Coming back down that evening, he used to be a little bit frisky on the groomed trail that was kind of washboard. He hit a curve a little too fast, got the machine sideways and rolled it over. Luckily he wasn't hurt, but he sure tore up that machine that we had to pay for.
One time out by Salome where we used to live, and he come crying over to me. He said, "That kangaroo rat bit me on the finger." I said, "Well, what'd you do?" He said, "I picked it up by the tail, and it climbed right up its tail and bit me in the finger." I looked at the rat and I picked it up, and the same thing happened to me. We both had to go take rabies shots.
Oh, no!
And we went to the doctor and asked him about it and said, "Did you keep the rat?" "No, we didn't keep the rat." He says, "Well, the only thing I can tell you, when you show signs of having rabies, it's too late to do anything for it. You better take the shots." Well, when we went into the doctor's office and the doctor pulled out the needle, you ought to heard this guy scream. It was worse than the rat bite. And every time he went in there, it was the same thing. And they almost had to tie him down to get a shot into him. And I was driving truck and they shot me in the stomach, and if you don't believe that's a lot of fun with 14 rabies shots in your belly jiggling down the road, thanks, buddy.
Yeah, Alice, I thought you.
And I've got lots of stories to tell about everybody else.